What's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with some not so breaking Browns news. As earlier this morning, it happened. As according to Tom Pelissero on Twitter, and I quote, the Browns relieved DC Joe Woods of his duties, per source. Now, the crazy thing is, look at the time on this tweet 6:26 a.m. Yeah, the Browns wasted absolutely no time this morning firing this bozo. Now, if you want to be comedic about how it happened, I mean, one of two things probably happened. Knowing the Haslams. Either A, they didn't even let this dude in the building. Like, they shut down his key card or his code or whatever. Like, they just completely didn't even let him in the building. Or B, this dude got in the building, went to his office, saw that it was already cleaned out, and then Haslam walked up to him and said, "You're fired. Get out." Most likely, what happened was, Joe Woods woke up, ate breakfast, got changed, showered, and everything, prepared for the day as if he wasn't getting fired. Got in his car, thinking that he was safe, walked into the facility, probably said hi to all the secretaries and the interns and stuff, acting like it's a normal day. Went to his office, sat in his chair, thinking about next year. And then Haslam walked in and said, "Joe Woods, you're fired. Get out." And then he probably packed his stuff and walked out the building. Yeah, maybe what happened. But to say that this was overdue is yeah, that's an exaggeration. This was long overdue. Honestly, the moment I knew that this dude was fired was probably when our defense got shredded by Bailey freaking Zappi. But that was not even the craziest thing about it. Like, look at all the times that our offense had us in position to maybe take the lead or, you know, tie the game with their next possession. And all our defense had to do was get the damn ball back, and they didn't. Like yesterday, for instance, the offense scores a touchdown, gets us within 6 points. All we need is the defense to go out and get the offense the ball back. Well, look what happened. The defense proceeded to give up another touchdown. How many times has that happened over the last couple of years with Joe Woods? Too many to count. And I mean, last year we gave him, a little leniency because of all the injuries and stuff. And I know this year there was a lot of injuries too, but come on, man. Like most of our key players played like 95% of the season. Like there ain't no excuses this year. You had to show out or get out. And yeah, they didn't show out. I mean, they had some good performances, but yeah, I think we all knew his ass was grass during that stretch of games where the defense just could not stop anybody. Just pretty much almost the entire season. Yeah. There was a couple of games like where the defense showed out, especially late in the year, which again, for the second straight year, the defense had a slow start to the season, and you can't have that if you have Super Bowl aspirations. You can't afford a slow start, especially in the AFC North, you know? I mean, yeah, we did have a good conference and division record, but yeah, like you can't have a slow start. I mean, your defense literally squandered an actually good offense with Jacoby Brissett. The offense was scoring points, but we really couldn't stop anybody. You know? Yeah, I think we all knew Joe Woods was gone the moment that Bailey Zappi completely shredded our defense. I think that's when we knew he was gone. Because you don't let a dude like Bailey Zappi completely carve up your defense. It happened way too many times. Way too many times over the past couple of years. Now, when it comes to potential replacements, Kimberly Martin tweeted this out a little while later, and I quote, names to watch in the Browns interview process for a new DC. Brian Flores, and Gerard Mayo or Jared Mayo, whatever. Yeah, Brian Flores has been a popular name on Browns Twitter. I mean, he's the guy that legit cooked up a defensive game plan that resulted in the Steelers defense getting 7 sacks on Deshaun Watson yesterday. Now Gerard Mayo's a linebackers coach. So if we were to go with him, I mean, at least the players would somewhat get him pretty much, you know? He would know how to utilize linebackers and stuff. I don't know how what I don't know how he'd do when it comes to defensive like game planning and stuff. I don't know if he's really done a lot of that. But between the two, obviously I'm going with Brian Flores. Now I'm sure there'll be many more names to come up. I know a lot of Browns fans want us to look at that Evero dude from Denver. I wouldn't mind him either. You know, I mean, Denver had a really good defense that was squandered by a trash offense. So, yeah, I would love Evero as the Browns DC. And I'm sure there are many more names that Browns fans are going to talk about. But as always, if there's any more, reports coming out of potential candidates, I'm going to make a video talking about that person, their background a little bit and kind of like I always did, If you watched my old videos talking about our head coaching search and stuff, you know how I do things. So, yeah, I'll talk about these two in my stream tonight. So, hope you guys tune in and we're just going to talk about the season, talk about the future of the team and all that stuff. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, okay, so if they hire Brian Flores, that should put pressure on Kevin Stefanski, being as Flores, of course, has head coaching experience, which would be useful if the Browns were to fire Kevin Stefanski midseason next year. And honestly, I don't think they'll do that. They're not going to fire Stefanski midseason unless we come out like the Broncos did this year, where we can barely score points. If we do that, yeah, he's probably getting fired midseason because we know Haslam has his finger on the trigger. That dude has the itchiest trigger finger I've ever seen when it comes to firing head coaches. Like, if you're Kevin Stefanski, your seat's probably heated up a little bit. Yeah. People actually thought we were going to fire him this year. And the only way I saw that happening was if they mutually came to, an agreement that it wasn't going to work out, but it wasn't happening. No, because in my opinion, Kevin Stefanski was one of the reasons why Deshaun Watson came here. The other reason, of course, being money. But yeah, I didn't see them firing him this year. They're going to give him at least a full season with Deshaun Watson, and if it doesn't work out, he's gone. So we'll see who the Browns bring in to be the new DC. I'm sure, like I said, many more names will come up. And when I see more reports come out, I'll make a video on the names and we'll talk about the guys. So, hope to see you guys tonight for my Black Monday live stream. We'll see if any other coaches get canned, not just from the Browns, but from around the league. So, I mean, I guess if there's any other coaches that are going to get canned from the Browns, I would think Mike Prefer would probably be the other one. I don't think AVP gets fired unless they want to change up some things. Because the way I see it, regardless of who we bring in as OC, Kevin Stefanski will still be calling plays next year. Yeah. Honestly, if I'm Kevin, I would probably give up play calling. This way you could focus on the entire team. But that's just me. I don't know. So with that being said, guys, hope to see you guys tonight for my live stream. And yeah, Brian Flores and Gerard Mayo. Two interesting names to think about for new Browns defensive coordinator. With that being said, I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go Browns. And I'll see you tonight. I'm out.